Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. We are on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're like halfway through the week. I hope you're all having a great day, and I am so excited to just be sharing this particular journey with you. It's a huge part of my life. It is everything about what we do. I mean, money makes the world go round, and decision making and stuff, it most of the time it revolves around finances. And so I want to talk with you about how I budget within our means, and we still have a good time, because I think that's what's so important. This might seem like a Debbie Downer and oh my gosh, we can't spend any more money or anything like that, but the heart of it is to live free. One of the quotes that I heard by Dave Ramsey, which I absolutely love, is live like nobody else so you can live like nobody else. So when we originally started our budget, spending was absolutely 100% outside of the question. There was so much that needed to be paid, and there was not enough coming in. And that was because there was just a transition period that we had to go through. I cannot recall the timeline, but I think it was something around 6 to 8. Sorry guys, I forgot to put do not disturb, and I was getting a call right as I was going live. So it was around 6 to 8 months that we finally were able to allot for what's called our spending allowance. And I don't know where you're at financially. Sorry guys, I'm still getting that call. Oh my goodness, I hope everything's okay. So as far as our spending money, okay, I don't know where you guys are at financially, but for us, we were in a very tight spot, and we were barely able to make ends meet. We are not there any longer, which I am so thankful for. It has taken a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, but we now have a spending allowance, and it's not a lot, but for us, it's amazing, because it's something that I can work my way towards. For instance, I wanted to get a Young Living kit, essential oils kit. It's $160, and I absolutely saw and knew the value of it, but at the end of the day, $160 on anything is a lot of money. But our spending allowance is $20 each, and it took me a little bit of time, but I coupled my birthday money, and hi Gretchen, I coupled my birthday money with my allowance, with my spending allowance, and I was able to buy my own Young Living essential oils kit. And that's just one of many examples. I just went today and I picked up a maternity dress. It's super pretty. It's one of those really long flowing dresses that I can't wait to, once my belly actually starts showing more, to do maternity pictures where you're kind of standing, it's like laying off your shoulders and it's flying in the wind. They're beautiful, but they're like $100 to $200. Well, I saw one posted on a resale page. It was $40. And historically, I would see, those types of posts, and I'd be like, oh gosh, I would never be able to do that. But now I can. And I went today and I picked up my dress for $40. Yeah, and they are, there are certain things that are needs, but at the same time, they still have to be budgeted in. So let me just give you some really practical tips. First and foremost, anywhere you go, I don't care where it is, whether it be Toys R Us for your kids or it be, Walmart, Target, Costco. I'm not sure where you shop at, where you frequent, but you must go with a list, and you must go with cash. When you have those two items in hand, and you have resolved that you are not using your card for any reason, you don't go over your budget. That's just the way it works. So I went to Sprouts today, and I have my grocery budget is $200 every 2 weeks. And we did that for a certain reason, because we like to use a shake in our home, and we reduce our shake investment from our grocery budget just to kind of make it all make sense for us, because it is a meal replacement for us. So that's kind of how we justify that. But so our grocery budget is $400 a month, $200 every 2 weeks. That is from start to finish, and it means I have to get very creative. I could increase my grocery budget now, but we've been living off of it. And that also means that if we go out to eat, we have to really consider that. Going out to eat is either going to be from our spending money, it's going to be from our grocery budget, But you know, when you don't have a lot to spread around, you really have to make choices, and then you have to be wise with those choices and make decisions joyfully. So my two places to shop is Sprouts or Fraser Farms. It's one or the other. I don't do both. And then Costco once a month. Now, my Costco usually varies with select staples, but I personally don't think Costco prices are amazing in the area of produce. Like for my weekly groceries, my produce that I'm getting, my fruits, my vegetables, I like to buy what's in season and on sale. And the farmers markets are just better prices, like the farmer market stores like Sprouts, or we are very blessed with what's called Fraser Farms. So I can very easily go in and I can spend $80 and get 1 week's worth of groceries, and even sometimes stocking up on certain things like liquid aminos, or you know, things that you don't use every single time, but you do need it, and it is, you know, it does have a cost factor to it. So Costco for me is like bananas. I can share my staple items that I have, my staple Costco list, and then some sample shopping lists. But Costco is not somewhere where I blow on groceries. Now it's very easy to blow on, oh my gosh, those towels are on sale, that's a really good price. Oh my gosh, I need king set, you know, sheets, you know, things like that. You can very easily spend and blow money that way. And that's why having cash and knowing where you are financially, like if you do not have the means to buy new sheet set, then don't get the sheet set. In my case, like we really do need sheets. Like the one set that we do have, it is torn on but it's on the corner, and I could sew it, and you know, that's an option, but I do want to get new sheets, and so that's something I have been eyeballing, so that's why I use that as an example. But so going with a list, going with a cash only of what you're going to spend. So my grocery budget I shared is $200. This last weekend I went to Sprouts. I had been gone for almost a week. Our family had been sick, and there was just major stocking up that needed to be had. I also am very, very sick all day long. It's very hard for me to cook with being nauseous all day, with being pregnant. So I had to be realistic with maybe getting, you know, a little bit more boxed items than I normally wouldn't get. But that's huge on meal planning, is grocery shopping for, you know, being realistic with your home, and creating a budget that's realistic. I have $200 every 2 weeks is realistic when I'm cooking all the food. When I'm having to buy a little bit more boxed items or those types of things, you know, kind of where it's like, here, you eat because I can't, and you know, that type of thing, you know, it adds up. And so that's why I do make a lot more of my meals at home. But so I spent $120 at Sprouts the last Sunday, I think it was Saturday or Sunday this last weekend that I went, and I did not go with cash. I went and used my card. We had just gotten paid, and I used my card, and then I was going to deduct the rest. I spent $120, I wholeheartedly believe, because I used my card. Because if I hadn't, I would have been sitting there adding everything up as I normally do, and I wouldn't have gone over that amount. So, you know, that's just to kind of give you that example. So that leaves me with $200 minus $120. I have $80 until next pay period, which is not this Friday, but the next Friday. So I ended up having to make a decision. So, you know, Costco, I had to limit, okay, bananas, hands down, those are always a go. It doesn't matter what store I go to, I always pick up bananas because we go through so many bananas. They had, peanut butter. Powdered peanut butter is an amazing price at Costco. We use that for our shakes. So it really wasn't like a huge run that I needed to make with Costco, but I spent $45 there because I knew that I still have another week's worth of groceries. So I have $35 that I have to spend for next week's groceries, and you better believe I'm gonna make it happen because I don't have the means to go over my grocery budget, and I also just spent my spending money on this dress, right? So I can't go over. So that's just to kind of give you what goes on in my head and how to make those things realistic and practical. I'm not coming from a place where it's just like, well, you know, just do what you can and spend how you can. And no, I'm talking seriously here. Like, I am very firm. I have been very firm. And with the being firm, I have had results. And so that's why I'm sharing with you what's worked for me. Another thing is my 2-year-old, he's in diapers still. So if you have that age group, you have diapers, you have wipes that you have to consider. Toilet paper is something that you always need. So those are things that I work out to be where I get diapers, like a box of diapers in one pay period, and I get a case of toilet paper and a case of wipes on the other pay period. And the reason I do that is because that helps to spread where it ends up being, $30 and $30 as opposed to $60 all at once, or 40 and 20. It kind of balances out that budget for those necessities. Things like haircuts. We get haircuts. I spread out my haircut to 6 to 8 weeks. Usually more like 6, just because I get my hair shaved in the back. That's a luxury. I wasn't always able to do that before. I wasn't able to have short hair, which I absolutely love, but I wasn't always able to have it because finances wouldn't necessarily allow it. It was like a haircut once a year. But that's something that I have said, you know what, I'm going to start making sure my hair is kept up. So that's every 6 weeks. Well, I rotate that with another personal hygiene thing that my husband and I both absolutely agree on, and that's getting waxed. So that expense, both of those things are $60 and $60. Now the haircut is for my other boys, for our whole family, not just me, just so you know. And then the waxing, yes, is for me. But so that particular thing, I don't have them both at the same time. I always make sure they are 2 separate pay periods. That way we don't get hit with a $120 expense. So that's another way. So, balancing out your due dates of things, whether it be, your credit cards or your car payments or whatever it is, you could always try calling and changing to see if they can move due dates. It's always worth a try, and there are a lot of places that are willing to do that. So just so you know. Also, if you're wanting to do things as a family, especially if you have little ones, you don't always want to be saying no to things. Matinee is a great option, making sure that they're fully fed beforehand and all, going in on one thing of popcorn and water it is. Because then at the end of the day, you can still go out as a family and, you can budget. Like if we're going to go out as a family, usually we forfeit our spending money for that pay period or maybe 2 pay periods to make it something fun for us. But it's always a sacrifice and we have to make a choice. Date night, another, one of the ways, especially if you have younger kids that you have to work out childcare, talk to a couple, transfer childcare, have them watch them at their home so you and your husband can go back to your home and enjoy your time. Enjoy, your time together. Maybe you can budget to go out to eat. And then watch a movie at home or, enjoy your time. Or maybe you could go watch a movie and then have something to eat at home or enjoy your time. Whatever you want to do, but these are just kind of ideas so that it's all low cost. Take advantage of summer times, movies in the park, all of those fun things. Those are all free. Pack your food and call it a day. Take advantage of, we have a pool. We are there so often, especially during the summer. We do, gathering with friends and stuff like that. But, a lot of times it's potlucks and, going in halves and things and not going out to eat as often. But if you are going to go out to eat, look for places that have a free kids meal with purchase. So I don't know if you know this because it's not really advertised, but Luna Grill, their entree plates are amazing as far as portions go, to where it could feed usually one entree is my husband and I. But so we get 2 entrees and that gets us 2 kids meals. And that feeds the whole family. On Tuesdays, it's free children with purchase of entrees. So, if ever we want to plan to go out to eat, that's kind of one of our, if we want to go out eat nicer than Costco or something like that, that's one of those places that we go to. Order a movie, Redbox is still available. We have Netflix, and so sometimes we want to get something a little bit more up to date. Go to Redbox and order a movie for $1 or pay the $5 to use Vudu or something like that, because at the end of the day, you're only spending $5 and you don't have to pay for returning anything or risk not returning something on time. Make some homemade pizza. The kids love doing that, and make some popcorn and get boxes and put the kids in boxes, and they absolutely love it. So those are kind of some quick tips that I practically, like I said, the parks, going out for movies in the parks as the summer's starting to come up. I know, depending on where you're located, you have snow days and things like that. I can't relate with that at all. I'm in California, but, so we are generally pretty free with our weather and can go outside most days. So yeah, taking walks as families, just adventuring as families, and just really understanding that this is a season and this is something that we're going through. You know, it has means to an end. And like I said, these were all large sacrifices, and not to say that we have really removed ourselves, but we have a lot more freedom now, to be able to go out to eat with a set of friends at a dinner as a family, which we didn't have before. So I hope that helps. These are kind of just tips and tricks that have worked for me, all of which, has helped for us to stay within our budget. And I know that I promised, sharing links and photos and all of that fun stuff on other videos, and I will make sure that I go and get all caught up with that. I'm just working against all day nausea, and it is a little challenging at times. So hopefully you have, I've answered some questions, and if you have any other questions as far as budgeting within your means, or like, hey, what do you do in this event, or something like that, I'm happy to give my feedback. Or what has worked for me. I've tried a lot of things. So yeah, it's been great being able to share with you, and I hope you're having a great day. Share in comments below what is your favorite part of this particular video, or how I can be of assistance to you. Thanks.